Welcome back for the final edition of our series on preparing to hire a CPQ consultant. Today we'll cover the process of evaluating potential consulting partners and hiring one. We'll also briefly offer suggestions on how setting realistic expectations for your first release can lead to success. Assuming you're up to date with the first two episodes of this series, you've already identified who your SMEs will be on the project, you've handpicked a few end users who might play a role on design and build, and you've documented a handful of requirements and use cases. Now it's time to get everything organized and hire a consulting partner. Depending on your company's procurement department standards, you might be performing a formal RFP process with several moving parts and well-established milestones and timelines before a selection can be made. Primarily, you want to ensure that one or more of the consulting resources that would be allotted to your project will be a Salesforce certified CPQ specialist. You may choose to evaluate a handful of different consulting firms. The potential partners you're looking at should be able to prepare one of the following options as a means for estimating project timelines and cost variables. A rough order of magnitude, or a ROM, is treated as a high-level estimate. A statement of work, or a SAL, includes all the features of a ROM while providing a much more granular level of detail. The most detailed type of an estimate that will be covered here is called the standalone blueprint. Along with reputations, referrals, certifications, experience, and maybe even your gut feeling, you should use one or more of these estimating deliverables as a tool to compare potential partners and decide on which one might be best for your engagement. Now, let's take a closer look at the most commonly used estimating deliverables and what they actually are. A rough order of magnitude is treated as a high-level estimate. You might ask a consultant to evaluate any number of criteria, such as how much of the existing CPQ data can be reused in the new one, or how much of a given deliverable can be completed by internal IT resources versus consulting partner resources. You might also ask, for a use case or set of use cases, how much work would require custom code versus out-of-the-box customization? A statement of work is more granular than a ROM. Along with answering justification questions like those I listed on the last slide, a SAL is going to set a much more detailed project timeline and resource expectation. A SAL is also going to provide you with a greater depth of information around the consulting partner's understanding of your goals, along with scoping statements, approach, deliverables, key activities, and assumptions. A standalone blueprint is actually treated as a mini project. It's a limited, paid engagement and is the most detailed type of estimating option that will be covered in this presentation. During a standalone blueprint, a scaled-down version of a requirements document might be completed, and an initial design document may be assembled based on all the solution design needs that are learned during the 4 to 8 week discovery process. By requesting a standalone blueprint, a client achieves the following. You get a chance to actually work with your prospective consultants and evaluate their working style within your company's culture. The deliverables that are completed during this mini project become a running start for the first deliverables in the full-blown project, should you choose to continue with the organization that wrote your blueprint. The use cases and scoping statements on the final project estimate will be far more detailed than those you would see on a ROM or a SAL. This should make you feel secure in your judgment when making a final partnering decision. Once you've selected a consulting organization to partner with, there are a few things they're going to ask you for right off the bat. Be prepared for all of these on day one. An internal project manager can serve as the liaison for the partner side project manager to communicate any changes that may arise regarding stakeholders, timing, allocation, issues, and risks. All companies have their own preferences when it comes to documentation and deliverables, so it's always good to find out what yours are ahead of time and have them ready to provide when onboarding a consultant. Many digital artifacts will be created throughout the project implementation process. Where do you want your consultant to store these? And how will you provide your consultant access to the right systems and drives? Obviously, you want to provide your consultants with access to your Salesforce systems, the right environments, and also the installer links for CPQ that your AE should have provided you with. For longer-term implementations, it might be a good idea to provide your consulting partners with email addresses and systems access as though they're full-time employees of your company. Many meetings will be scheduled over the course of the project, and by allowing your consulting partners into your email and calendaring systems, you're allowing them to schedule meetings on their own by allowing them to view free busy time for the folks they're working with. Since this article is focused on what to do before hiring a consultant, we've reached the end of our journey, or perhaps the beginning of our next one. Just remember that from the moment your organization decides it needs to implement Salesforce CPQ to the day you go live, you should not be looking at CPQ as a one-time implementation. Not only does technology involve, but so do business processes, goals, expectations, KPIs, the list goes on. Don't try to fit every single one of your requirements and use cases into the first implementation. Prioritize them and allow the ones that fall off on the first implementation to evolve for Phase 2 and Phase 3 and beyond. Like I mentioned in Installment 2 of the series, you're not alone on this journey of preparing to onboard consultants. Whether you're looking for help doing the prep work, or if you're ready for a full-blown ROM, SOW, or blueprint, Statera has a large number of Salesforce CPQ experts who are eager to help guide you on your journey. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll hope you continue to follow our blog for additional content as we showcase our skills and expertise for potential clients like yourself. Have a great day. We hope to hear from you soon.